Hello, welcome to Chrysalis Invictus, your Friday Oracle reading. Today we have the Love Oracle, so you can make your selection using your intuition and make your choice from the description box below. If you're drawn to more than one pile, feel free to watch more than one pile. There may be messages for you. So this is going to be love for all situations, relationship, single, or in a whatever you're in. All right, let's get started. Pile number 1. You have Josephine Baker. Today is actually a really fun day for love. So one of the ways that love may express itself to you today is through humor. So if it's not through humor, through sensuality, through just kind of things that make you feel really good. Maybe it's through music, you'll feel really loved through music or dance or some kind of just like high energy means. Okay, so so each one of these is like, this is like hookup, relationship, and then like infinite kind of like soul connection. So it says you only need a bunch of bananas to make an impression. And this is kind of like, it'll feel really good to date today. It'll feel really good to, if you're single, to, or even if you're in a relationship, to go on a date, to have fun, to open up to maybe new experiences, or, trying things that you've never tried before. And really just showing off the fun side and the humorous side of your personality. That's what I'm really feeling for you guys today. So in the relationship sector, it says it's not about beauty, it's about luck and who loves you. Yeah, and I really feel like this is speaking of like how much light and brightness this kind of letting loose energy it's going to be very attractive. So if you're single, it's going to be really attractive for you to just be yourself, to just enjoy yourself. You don't have to actively try to attract someone. Someone is going to be attracted to that already. In relationships, this is very much like really leaning into your connection and the fact that you love each other and just fully being vulnerable in that way. But it's not vulnerable in like a soft and sappy kind of like crying way. It's more like being vulnerable in being silly, or being vulnerable in just like I love you so much, and not holding back. And then we have dance your way into immortal love. And this is kind of like a gateway to that feeling of immortal love. That, we can get really caught up in this idea that we have to be really serious about soulmates, or it's such a serious business that you have such a deep, intense connection with someone. But this is asking, that deep and intense connection to find a sense of playfulness. Because that is going to get you further in your connection than being super serious. Okay? So I think I'm going to leave it at that. For you, if you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. You can just email me, chrysalisinvictus@gmail.com, and we can set something up. And thank you so much for joining today. Okay, pile number 2. Let's see your love message for today. So we have Joan of Arc. This to me feels like a triumph. So if there has been a situation in your love life that has felt stuck or stagnant, or like you've just been caught up maybe in the same argument, or you've been caught up in some kind of rut, this feels like there's going to be fresh energy infused in, that there's going to be this sense of arrival, of coming home, of victory. So each of these messages, one is for hookups, this one's for relationships, this one's for eternity. So it's kind of the 3 stages of relationships. So we'll work our way through it. So for the, okay, so the other message that I'm getting is it just feels like you can let your hair down, that you can let loose. Like this arrival is like an invitation to like, to me, it has that feeling of like what people describe when they're like, I come home and I just take my pants off. I just like take my bra off, and that feeling of like release, of like, yes, okay. So I see today that you are not going to settle for scraps. It says only settle for eternity. So this is not hookup energy. This is not settling for that late night text. This is not settling for scraps, for crumbs. This is like, nope, like I feel victorious. I feel great about myself. I feel strong in myself. I feel ready to ask for what I need. For relationships, it says love and faith will defeat violence. And this is where, oh, interesting. Okay, so this is where I was feeling that there's this sense of like victory, like you're coming to a really good space. Maybe you've been negotiating something with your partner. Maybe you've been engaged in some conflicts. Maybe you've been trying to work things through. And this is about the love and your faith in your relationship and your trust in your relationship coming through ultimately. Okay, so this is really good energy for relationships. And for those who are single, it's really empowering energy. So having faith that love is coming. So if you turn down that offer that is like not really a full offer, that's kind of like a meager offering, that something else is going to come in. Okay. And then for the eternal here, we have be not afraid of fire and arrows or anything that may come. This to me speaks of, a lot of the hard stuff regarding either being single or being in a relationship is kind of past you, which isn't to say that maybe your relationship, if you've been wondering if you're going to break up, it's not to say that you won't. It's really more or less that the hard part of negotiating with yourself in this relationship is over. So you've done a lot of the heavy lifting, and that's going to help empower you regardless of what your decision is going to be about this relationship, that you can love and release, that you can have this sense of love, and not worry that letting it go means it's an act of violence, like that breaking up is not an act of violence, it can be an act of love. Or if you are needing to set certain boundaries or parameters in your relationship, that you regard it as acts of love and faith in yourself. So I really feel like this is such an empowered love energy for you today. All right, so that's where I'll leave you, pile number 2. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can just email me, chrysalisinvictus@gmail.com, and we'll set something up for you. Okay, take care. Pile number 3, welcome to your Friday reading. Let's take a look at your love oracle. You have George Michael. Okay, so the first thing that comes up for me, and I haven't read the descriptions at the bottom yet, I'm looking through the viewfinder, but I do know that there's like an aspect of George Michael that always kind of, particularly in his time, had to do with taboo, or had to do with like pushing the limits, or there's also like, I'm getting really androgynous energy here. Okay, so I'm getting that things are very fluid, things are very, there's experimentation today, there's pushing maybe the boundaries or the limits of exploration in your love life. So you may be exploring new things today, or coming into like a more a better understanding of what you can handle emotionally as well. Okay, so each one of these represents, it's like hookup, relationship, eternal relationship. So we'll take a look at each one. So for the hookup or the fling, it says always wake them up before you go. And this is about leaving a lasting impression. So maybe for you, if you're single, and you have a hookup, it's kind of like making an impact. So not leaving it in with shame, or not choosing to take a walk of shame or hang or sneak away, but owning, like that was a fun time. Thank you so much. Like owning the experience that you are wanting to have, owning that you want to have that experience. So maybe you're really longing for a hookup, something that doesn't really mean anything, and that's okay. It can mean something for that night, but it's really about owning it, owning who you are, owning your sexuality, owning, even if it's taboo to other people or there's things associated with it, claiming it. This is mine, this is my own. There's no shame in that. Okay. We have pay no heed to careless whispers. So if you are, if this is a relationship situation, maybe there's some people that are speaking about it, that are weighing in, or people have been weighing in for some time now, and I really see you standing up for your relationship here. And again, like, no guilt, no shame. This is who I love, and this is who I'm with, and this is, I know why I'm with them, right? So in our relationships, they're between two people, so other people can weigh in, but they don't know what it's like behind closed doors, which can be good and can be bad, right? Like sometimes that's the way that we stay in abusive situations. If it's a situation like that, I'm absolutely not advocating for you staying in a situation like that. But in healthier, non-abusive situations, it's okay to own something that seems different to people, or to have a relationship. Maybe you are looking at having an open relationship, or you're looking at having putting some distance between you and your partner, and people don't understand how you could live in two separate places or have two separate bedrooms, or something like that. And it doesn't matter. It's how it functions for you guys, right? So it's really not feeling the shame of that, and feeling kind of empowered, honestly, in the way that you own what is true and genuine to you in your relationship. Okay, and maybe if you're single, it's about knowing that that's what you're asking for, and not being afraid to ask for that when you're looking for someone to meet, or when you're considering who would best suit you as a partner. It would be someone that would accept those kinds of differences in a relationship with you. Okay. And then finally, it's family are your band members. Okay, so this to me really speaks of the how family influences the situation. So it could be that family is the one that you're weighing things against, or where you that's rooted in the guilt and shame and things like that. But just remember that, family ultimately is there to love and support us no matter what. And if that is not the situation, then it's sort of like whatever we either grow with or against, right? And so I'm getting both here, that maybe there's a pushback against family, but again, like, those who love us will honor our truth, and maybe they don't right away. For some of you, I do feel like this is like coming out energy, honestly. So maybe you're coming out to your family about your sexuality, or about your gender, or how you identify, And if that's the case, there are a couple of situations I'm feeling here. So there's a situation where it's not accepted immediately, but it's the time is needed to process. But ultimately, you were formed in that family, and so much of that environment is in you and within you. And so it's kind of sorting through, what is my environment and what is my nature, and being compassionate toward both, honestly. So finding some love for yourself, finding acceptance of yourself. Okay? So much love to you. That's where I leave you. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can email me, chrysalisinvictus@gmail.com, and we'll see you soon. Bye.